In a time when people believed the gods threw thunder from the sky, when the stars were thought to be holes in the heavens, and power was measured by how many soldiers followed you into battle, one man, with no army, no wealth, and no title, predicted the future, with nothing but his mind. This is the story of Thales of Miletus, the philosopher who changed how we understand the world and what it means to have power. Miletus was a wealthy city by the sea, ships coming in and out, markets buzzing, temples glowing under the Mediterranean sun. And among the merchants, sailors, and soldiers, there was an old man, usually staring at the sky. People said he was strange, always walking and whispering to himself, measuring shadows with sticks, dropping stones into wells, asking, "What is everything made of?" His name was Thales, and while others chased silver and glory, he chased knowledge. Now here's where things get interesting. In 585 BCE, two massive armies were about to clash. The Lydians and the Medes. They stood on the battlefield, ready to fight to the death. And then the sun vanished. A solar eclipse. Darkness fell in the middle of the day. Soldiers dropped their weapons. Priests screamed about angry gods. Both kings fell to their knees. And just like that, the war ended. But one man had known it was coming. Thales had predicted the eclipse. Not guessed, predicted. Not with magic, with math. He studied the stars, mapped the cycles, watched the heavens until he saw the pattern. And in doing so, he proved something terrifying to the ancient world. The mind can see farther than the sword. But he saw what no one else could. He turned knowledge into influence, wisdom into authority. He made the sky predictable, something even kings feared. That's the moment the world changed, from myths to math, from superstition to science. Thales had another idea too, one even stranger. He said, "All things are made of water." Now at first that sounds ridiculous, but he didn't mean it literally. He meant that everything comes from one source. That's under all the complexity of the world, there's a single origin. In a way, he was the first to say, there's a unifying principle behind reality. Today, scientists call it atoms, energy, quantum fields. But Thales, he saw the idea without needing the technology. He believed that to understand power, you had to understand the source. And the source was nature. And nature, like water, could flow, change, adapt, and destroy. Now here's a story they don't always tell in textbooks. Some rich men once mocked Thales. They said, "If you're so smart, why are you poor?" So what did he do? He used his knowledge of weather and stars to predict a great olive harvest months in advance. Then, before anyone else saw it coming, he rented out every olive press in the region, cheap. When the harvest came, everyone needed his presses, and he charged them whatever he wanted. He made a fortune in a single season, and then he didn't keep the money. He gave it away, just to prove a point. Philosophers can be rich, but we choose to be free. Thales never wrote books. He didn't build monuments. And when he died, no statues were raised. But he left something better. A question. A way of thinking. He was the first to say, "Don't just believe. Understand. Don't worship nature. Study it. Don't chase power. Grasp its roots." And through that, he became one of the most powerful minds in his Tory. Today, we live in a world built on the ideas of men like Thales. Every time you check the weather, every time a solar eclipse is predicted, every time science explains what once seemed like magic, that's him. That's the spark he lit thousands of years ago. Power isn't always loud. Sometimes it walks quietly, staring at the stars. He was the first to ask, "What is everything made of?" And now, everything we know began with his question. If you enjoy stories like this, real tales of ancient wisdom, lost knowledge, and powerful minds from history, don't forget to subscribe. New stories are uploaded every day, and each one will take you deeper into the world of those who saw the world differently and changed it forever.